Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to frag a Manipura capricornis, a capped coral. The coral's underwater, and I'm going to frag it underwater. So I'm going to show you a technique so you don't lose your frag once you cut it off. What we have here are some chopsticks with rubber bands, the coral clippers by Tom Rio, and this is a piece of acrylic rod. It's a 1/2-inch acrylic, pretty big rod. Pretty simple. You take your chopsticks, snap them apart, and then you put them back together with a couple rubber bands. So what we're doing is, see how it holds on pretty good? So you got to adjust the rubber band somewhere down the shaft. You got to roll it till you get just the right amount of pressure. You don't want to damage the coral polyps, but you don't want it to slip off. And so we're going to wedge this onto the coral, and what's going to happen is when I cut the coral, when I frag it, the chopsticks are going to float up to the surface with the frag. And if you've fragged a lot of coral in your tank, and you'll probably know that when you frag it, you usually only have one hand free, because a lot of times it's hard to get two hands, one to hold the frag and one to cut. So the chopsticks do that for you. So let's get started. What you do, put the rod in the chopsticks so you get them spread apart, and that makes it easier to wedge onto the coral. You go right on it, pull the rod out of the way, they're snapped on. Then you take your clippers. See how that chopstick's pulling up? It already wants to float. And snip and float right up to the surface. Piece of cake. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Brought to you by aquariumforum.com and frags.com. Bye bye.